All right, what is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the writing series. I don't quite know how long it's been since I last made one of these, but it's been long overdue. But this is the first writing video happening in my new house. It's like not new, but it's still pretty new. Only lived here for a couple months now, so um, it's not a really nice house. The house was pretty beaten up and basically a piece of shit when I first moved in. So, you know, um, but I've done a great job of turning it into a nice home for myself. My girlfriend has also done an incredible job. She's done an incredible job decorating the place and everything. And so, I'm very thankful for her. And so today's actually a very special day. Today is our 3-month anniversary, her and I. And so earlier today, it's almost 6 o'clock when I'm making this, but earlier today we went out, we went and we ate at Buffalo Wild Wings. I used to work at Buffalo Wild Wings, if you all remember that, and I didn't eat a lot at Buffalo Wild Wings when I worked there, even though my employee discount was pretty great. But and so I what was I gonna say? Oh, right. So I got the buffalo mac and cheese with Parmesan garlic sauce. It's incredible. It's so good. And then she always gets boneless wings with like some barbecue sauce or the Asian zing sauce with some French fries. Their French fries are really good too. If you've never had Buffalo Wild Wings French fries, they're worth it. After we went to Buffalo Wild Wings, we went to a clothing store and bought another set of matching shirts. So this right here, this is a shirt that we bought today. It's just a green shirt with a shirt pocket. She bought another one that's just like it. It's just in her size. And so that's the thing we love to do. We love to go out and we love to buy matching shirts and those kinds of things. And it makes us look good together. It makes us look. I love matching with her. And so it's pretty fun. It's pretty incredible. And we don't have a lot of money right now. This is just like one of the times where I'd been saving up a little bit for our anniversary today, which allowed us to go out to have a nice lunch and also to buy these shirts. And so yeah, but then after that I went to my grandparents' house and they had some leftovers that they gave to me. My grandma said it was applewood smoked pulled pork. So she just said that have it whenever you want to have it and just get her bowl back to her. So I don't know when I'm going to eat it. I'll probably eat it in a video. Something like that. And then of course I'll let her know how it was. And so it looks like it's really good inside of the thing. It looks like it's really good. And so yep. So now I'm back here at the house. I haven't. It's been a long time since I actually opened up the play and looked at it, and just in the time while I was preparing to make this video, I was making some minor changes, certain sentences and things like that. And so I have been thinking more and more about the play. The longer I go without making one of these videos, the more that it starts to intrude on my mind. And the itch to write more gets to me. But last time we left off, we were on scene 5, which is where the son is. He's at the pool hall on the Friday night, playing pool with the strange woman that he met last week. And so they're beginning their conversation where they're starting to learn more about each other. And so it's pretty fun and exciting. But for those who are new to this writing series, I'll give you a breakdown of the play. I'm not going to read the whole thing because it's actually getting pretty long now. But the main character is a young college student who is majoring in musical theater, and so he goes to his college. He studies musical theater. At the same time, he struggles with his love life. He's had girl problems in the past, issues with his own mental health, where he feels depressed. Both of his parents are dead, and those other sorts of things like that. And so he's just trying to make it through his life while, you know, he's trying to finish college so he can get a good career in the musical theater field, as well as trying to find the woman that he hopes he can spend the rest of his life with, whenever that happens, however that happens. And so, but basically, the story so far is that one day the son gets home from being stood up on a date, and then, the son doesn't get home. What he does is he actually goes to the cemetery where his mother is buried, and he rants to her about how upset and confused and frustrated he is about his troubles with women. And at the end of that scene, it reveals that his mother is actually dead, and that he was just talking to her grave, basically, and that he was imagining the things that she was saying to him, like things he wants to hear her say, or things that he would imagine his mother saying to him. And then after that, the son goes back to his hometown, which is not far from where he goes to college at, goes to his father's grave, and basically does the same thing. He tells his dad about what's been happening, and then the father gives this great speech about how proud he is of his son, that he's been able to keep his cool despite going through all these terrible hardships with, you know, everything that's happened in life. And then that's when it reveals that the father is also dead, and that's when the son says, "Oh, at least that's what I wish you would have said." I think that's one of my favorite scenes, when the son. It's because it's supposed to. I had written it originally where like both of the son's parents are still alive, but I think it's more powerful for the son to. For the parents to be dead, because then it proves that like the son really is just going through this world by himself, and that's hard for anybody, no matter who you are. And so after that, he meets this strange woman at a pool hall where she's really impressed by his pool skills. She tells him, you know, I'd love to play with you, but not tonight. Let's meet at 10:30 this next Friday. We can play there together, learn more about each other. And then the son notices that she really seems to like him, whether it's because of its good looks, because of his pool skills, because of his just, you know, personality that she's witnessed thus far. And so, my favorite thing about the play, is that the son has these interludes in the show where it's these things in between scenes where the son delivers backstory on his life, on his previous relationships, other things like that. And so he basically he tells the audience like how his previous relationships have gone, how his parents died, other things like that. And so the interludes are definitely my favorite part, because it's when the son, because you can imagine the interludes is like either the son breaking the fourth wall, the son just talking to himself, the son talking to a therapist, the son performing a stand-up comedy special or something like that, the son, I don't know, doing a TED Talk even. That's basically what I envision. There are times when I want it to feel like the son is doing stand-up, and there are times when I want it to feel like the son is performing a TED Talk about a very serious topic. And so, but that is basically a summary of the play up to this point. So we're on scene 5 right now. The scene 5 is not finished. I stopped it in the middle just because I think we had written plenty. Like, I think I finished interlude 4 and then got into scene 5 a little bit. But so scene 5 so far goes. The chair is cleared away as we change to a pool hall setting. We see Sun walk in and scan the room for the strange woman. When the son is unable to locate her, he gets a table for himself, secretly hoping that she will show up like she said she would. Transition music is This Is Love by Whitesnake. So scene 5. The son says, "Well, she said she was going to be here at 10:30, but I guess that was just another fucking lie." The son appears to be visibly upset. It's fine. I'll just play my 5 games and then go. Almost as if on cue, the strange woman waltzes right up and begins talking to the son. "Hey, sorry for being a bit late. You know how Friday night traffic can be." Oh, hey, no worries. I completely understand. Traffic is probably a total mess right now. Any sense of anger has completely disappeared from the son's body just at the mere sight of the strange woman. The son says, "So how are you?" "I'd say that I'm doing pretty good now that I'm here with you. This week has been alright. I mostly just go to work, eat, and then go sleep back at home. How about you?" The son says, "I've been good. I basically do everything that you just said, but instead of working, I go to school. I'm in college studying musical theater. I actually have a really important audition coming up that's going to put everything that I've learned to the test." So, real quick, we are going to add in a short little direction right here. Jesus. There we go. And we're going to put this in parentheses. So it says she giggles slightly, which is obviously meant to show that the strange woman is attracted to the son. So. And so, let's see. So the son says, "I have a really important audition coming up that's going to put everything that I've learned to the test." Then the strange woman says, so she says, "Oh, you study musical theater, so I guess that you're a pretty great singer then." And then the son says, "Fuck." If you're wondering, I'm drinking some mango juice right now. It's really good. And the son says, and then the son says, "I think that I can definitely hang with the best if given the chance." Then the strange woman says, so then the strange woman says, "That's really awesome. So, what song are you going to be singing at this important audition?" And then the son says, Oh, I love mango juice. Okay. So the Sun says, I'm going to be singing Finishing the Hat from Sunday in the Park with George. Oh, well, Word is doing something fucking weird right now. Well, it says it's saving the auto recovery file, so I don't know. While it's doing that, I guess I will talk to you all. So the Sun is revealing right now that for his audition, he's going to be singing the Finishing the Hat from Sunday in the Park with George. Sunday in the Park with George, written by Stephen Sondheim, is one of my favorite plays, musicals, anything like that ever. Anything like that I've ever seen. Nothing else even comes close. Or I shouldn't say that. It's just one of my favorites ever. And I picked Finishing the Hat specifically because it's a song sang by George in that show, and George in that show, he's a strange character because he's such an artist, and like he does things that people understand. He paints in ways that nobody quite gets because it's so progressive and forward thinking, especially for the time period that the show is set in. Like it's set in like early 1900s, late 1800s, like 1890s or something like that. And the show is so, yeah, it's like actually it's set in like very early 1900s. But the show is so incredible because of the character of George is so, I almost don't know how to describe it, but like specifically with Finishing the Hat, there's a woman named Dot in the show. She's supposed to be George's love interest, and we actually get revealed later in the show that it actually gets revealed later in the show that Dot's son is actually George's son as well, but George dies at the end of Act 1 because that's just the way that his life sort of went, because Act 2 takes place like 20 or 30 years in the future and that sort of thing. And so Finishing the Hat is the song that George sings to himself when he decides to basically whenever he lets Dot go and move across the ocean to America to be with another man. And it's the way I always interpret it, like the song, the meaning of the song is not obvious, but I've always interpreted the song as being that nobody understands George. Nobody knows how he thinks. Nobody can even begin to comprehend. Nobody really knows George because no one really thinks the way that he does. And so what I'm trying to do is draw parallels between the Sun and George about how nobody really seems to understand either one of them. And ultimately that's what causes both of them to end up being alone in the long run. And then this entire play that I'm writing is going to mostly be a tale about how the Sun grows mentally, basically, how he becomes more confident in himself, how he, figures out, or like how like the people that he meets and how he grows as a person to, let go of his past trauma, how to deal with his parents' death in a way that is constructive to his own health and that kind of thing. And so I'm picking Finishing the Hat for the Sun to sing at his audition. Fucking fly. For the Sun to sing at his audition because I think that the character of George in Sunday in the Park with George and the Sun are similar based on the fact that nobody really understands them. So, but the Sun says I'm going to be singing Finishing the Hat from Sunday in the Park with George. It's one of my favorite theater songs and I've always wanted to perform it. At that same audition It's one of my favorite theater songs, and I've always wanted to perform it. At that same audition, I'm also going to be performing a monologue from, let me think, what monologue do I want the Sun to do at his audition? So it says, so the Sun says, I'm going to be singing Finishing the Hat from Sunday in the Park with George. It's one of my favorite theater songs, and I've always wanted to perform it. At that same audition, I'm going to be performing the Phantom Dagger speech from Shakespeare's Scottish play. Now, the play's not really called Scottish play, it's Macbeth. For those who don't know, there's a very old curse in the world of theater where it says that if you say Macbeth in reference to the actual play itself while you're inside of a theater and you're not performing the play, it's bad luck. And it's weird and it's convoluted and it's probably not true, but it's just sort of a thing that we do. But so you can talk about the character Macbeth from the show, but you cannot say the play Macbeth while you're inside of the theater and you're also not performing. It's a little bit complicated, but you probably understand. So typically whenever you see a show and they're talking about Macbeth, but it's not Macbeth, they're going to say the Scottish play. That's really what they mean by that point. It's just a theater inside joke sort of thing. But so the Sun's basically saying that he's going to be performing the Phantom Dagger speech from Macbeth, which is a speech that Macbeth himself performs right before he goes and murders the king. And the reason why I'm picking this speech in particular is because it's meant to represent Macbeth's complete fall into madness, basically. Macbeth basically goes crazy from his own ambition and that sort of thing. And so, it leads to just tons of death and murder and other sad stuff. And I'm not going to have the Sun be killing anybody in this show. He's not going to become like a full-blown psycho or something like that. But the reason I'm having the Sun perform the Phantom Dagger speech is, again, to draw parallels between the two characters where Macbeth slowly begins to lose his mind leading up to that moment where he murders the king, and as well as after. And so the Sun, it's supposed to be a representation of the Sun's failing mental health at certain points in his life, especially right now in Act 1. The Sun says, the audition is a bit different than others. Then the strange woman says, a bit different, what does that mean? And the Sun says, Okay. I'm still typing it, but it says, so far it says, um, well, for most auditions, you perform a monologue from a certain time period that fits the style of the show, and then you sing 12 bars of a song that also fits the style of the show. This audition is different because I'm not auditioning for a show. Instead, this is for my final to pass my last class before graduation. Not only am I... None. Okay. So, Sun says, well, for most auditions, you perform a monologue from a certain time period that fits the style of the show, and then you sing 12 bars of a song that also fits the style of the show. This audition is different because I'm not auditioning for a show. Instead, this is for my final to pass my last class before graduation. Not only am I performing in front of my professors, but I'm also performing in front of certain Broadway casting agents. This will be the most important audition that I've ever done in my entire life. And then the strange woman says, This is actually a little bit funny. The strange woman says, "Wow, I can't even imagine doing that. All of those people in there staring right at you and watching your every single move and knowing that even the slightest mess up will be that you won't pass or get hired for a Broadway show." Oh, let me change that. I forgot to add in. Show, and then you'll be forced to toil away auditioning for the rest of your life without any certain sign that you'll ever act again. Sounds like it'll be really hard. I think that's kind of funny, actually. That she's kind of like, I don't know. She's not intentionally doing it, but she's making the son. She's obviously like putting all these thoughts into the son's head that he's gonna be freaking scared to death. Like it's like she's just putting stuff in his head that's gonna stress him out more over all this. Obviously, she's not doing it on purpose. So next the son says, "Yes, thank you for summing it all up. I'm sure I'll be fine in the audition. I've been preparing for it the entire semester and my professors have been helping me. Many of them have seen me perform the entire thing and they say that there is no way that I can't seriously impress any of the casting agents who will be there." Then the strange woman. Now this is the part where the strange woman's starting to be like really flirty with the son. Like it's becoming much and much more obvious that she is attracted to him one way or another. I'm trying to think of what to put next. The strange woman next line is meant to lead up to her asking the son if he would perform her audition for her, and then that is gonna go into a scene change into the end of the scene, where the son, basically it'll start with the son performing for the strange woman and obviously her being very impressed by it, and then it will change into like the end of it, like in the midway of the audition. In the midway of the audition, the son will he will it'll start with the son performing the audition for the strange woman. Then midway we'll have a transition into the audition room, and at the end of the audition, by the time that the son is finished auditioning, the scene will have completely changed, or the setting will have completely changed to the son being in the audition room, where he will have like all his professors will be in there, the casting agents will be in there, but the strange woman will also be there because, for I guess it'll be that she found out where the audition was happening, when it was happening, obviously probably from the son. And of course she will show up to support him and also just to see him perform it again because she loved it so much. So she says, "Damn, it must be incredible then. Would you mind performing for me?" And the son says, "Absolutely, but here is probably not very good since it's so loud in here. I need quiet for both pieces." Oh, it's getting good. It's getting spicy a little bit. But the strange woman says, "That's fine then. We can head back to my place if you'd like. It's very quiet there." Okay, so and the son says, "Sure, I'd love to." Okay. Okay. Oh, it's really coming together right now. Okay, so I can't wait to read all. Can't wait to read all this to you all. Oh, it's getting a little bit dark. Hold on a second. Let me turn this light on. Okay. Okay, change that. All right, so where's that? This is not the end of the scene, but it says, the Sun says, "Sure, I'd love to," and then in parentheses, by this point, Sun is very visibly blushing. Strange woman reaches out her hand, and Sun takes it. The scene begins to change into a very girly apartment with a very peaceful atmosphere. We see Sun and the strange woman walk in with their hands still connected. Strange woman says, "So this is my place." And the Sun's. I just invented a new word. Alright, so the strange woman then says, "Thank you." She blushes. "I have a scent warmer that I melt fragrant wax in." I think it's called a senso. I have so many different waxes that I like using to change the atmosphere of the room. So are you ready to show me those singing skills? Then the sun says, "Sure am. Is there a certain spot you want?" Yeah, there we go. That's why you read your stuff. "Is there a certain spot you want me to perform in, or are you fine with wherever?" Then the strange woman says, "Right here in the middle of the living room should be good. Just start whenever you're ready." Then the sun says, "Perfect. Just give me 1 second." Okay. And then of course this will lead into the sun performing the entire audition. The transition will happen and that kind of thing. And so now, it's been 55 minutes. This is where I'm going to end the video at. If you all enjoyed the video, please remember to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel to see more content just like this in the future. I forgot to say this at the beginning of the video, but I have a Discord now. Please, if you'd like to show me your input on how you think the show's going, submit memes for the You Laugh, You Lose videos, other video ideas for maybe food you want me to try in the future, things like that. Join the Discord server. The link is in the description of this video, and I'll have a great time. Once again, thank you all for watching. Forgot my outro. If you all enjoyed this video, please remember to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel to see more content just like this in the future. Whenever you all do that for me, helps me stay motivated to make more content for you all in the future. Once again, thank you all for watching. Until next time, bye!